Hello, everyone, and hope you're all having an amazing day or had an amazing day, depending on your current time zone. And happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Hope it was an amazing day. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about, I guess, how I felt or the just the the attempt to process the information once I learned that my daughter was finally accepted or was called actually to get her new kidney. Sometimes we tend to kind of just stay in that mental state where we cannot escape it. We think that everything is just doom and gloom. You can't continue to hold on to hope because it's not going to happen. The struggle is consistent. It just doesn't want to let go of that hold on you mentally, emotionally, physically. We tend to sit in that pain and anguish, thinking that life's never going to change, life's never going to improve. Let's put it like that. So for my daughter, my oldest daughter Amber, she went through a lot when it came to dialysis. FSGS really took a toll on her, on our family. It had its grasp on us, and we didn't know how to escape it. It was almost like you're running, kind of visualize running on a treadmill that never stops, or even like the mouse. What do you call that? The hamster wheel, right? That never stops. That never stops. You can't get off of it. So that was our life for many many years, until that one moment where you realize that there is hope. There is a way out. And I think this story is really what my focus is going to be on. This specific video is going to be all about just that holding on to hope and understanding that life isn't over yet. It's not the end of the road. You still have, no matter what, even if it's a tiny little light, right? You still have that light. It's inside of you. And I'm going to talk to you about what we went through and how I was able to take that small little light and force it to become a huge flame that really, really ignited our desire to fight back and to take what we all deserve, is that new opportunity at a better life. Even if it's at, you feel like there's no hope whatsoever, you still have that chance. You still have that opportunity to really fight for it. And we need to, just as human beings, we tend to just put so much pressure on ourselves that we believe that nothing is capable, right? It's just like, it's not going to happen. Life's awful. We just can't take it. But I realized that I have to be strong, not only for myself, but for my daughters. No matter what, they see me, they look at me, they see my reaction, they see the emotional factor of, am I going to be able to get through this? Am I going to be able to handle this? And they see that emotional side. So it's really important for you to stay strong when everyone else around you is at their lowest, because you are that light. So welcome to those of you guys that are new to my channel. My name is Kathy. Welcome back to my seasoned subscribers. On Mondays, I do videos all about fashion, accessories, just fun things that I enjoy doing to keep my mind off of the second half of the week videos, which are all about my two girls and their battles against two diseases, TSC and FSGS. TSC being tuberous sclerosis complex, or tumors that can grow in any major organ throughout your body, and FSGS being a form of kidney disease that causes damage to the glomeruli, which can lead to kidney disease, kidney failure, kidney transplant, or dialysis, depending on the disease's progression. So if you're interested in either or, please hit that little subscribe button and hit the little bell so you can be notified on all of my latest videos. And please don't forget to hit the like button and comment below. Let me know what you think of today's video. And don't forget to comment below. That also helps me with the algorithm gods and helps me to continue to grow my channel as I inch closer and closer to 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2025. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And let's get started. Ooh, ooh. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about 8 years of the struggle, right? The struggle is real for us. Amber was on dialysis since, I can't even explain to you how long it's been. We moved from the Northeast to the South, and about 2 years later, she ended up catching meningitis. She ended up getting kidney disease. I'm sorry, not getting kidney disease. She already had kidney disease. She was already on her first transplanted kidney, which was the one that I gave to her back in 2012. So she ended up catching meningitis, and that was impacting her transplanted kidney. Her doctor at the time was doing everything she could possibly to stay or keep that kidney healthy, but it was just so bad. She ended up getting, she was in the hospital for 3 months throughout the holidays. At one point, she got extremely ill. Her legs were bubbling up, causing extreme pain. She was going through plasmapheresis, just trying to do everything that we could to save that kidney. So the meningitis actually impacted her legs. She had bubbles on her arms, like hard bubbles on her arm. She had to get couple of spinal taps to make sure it didn't reach her spine and into her brain. I mean, it was very, very, very scary times. And the main factor of this was that she was born with a disease called FSGS, which was also tied to TSC in some way or another, per my doctor. So, TSC is her main disease. FSGS is her secondary disease, which, if you know a little bit about FSGS, there really is no understanding as to how it will progress or how it will not. It can be dormant, it can come back, it cannot affect you in any way, very limited in some ways, or it can be full blown FSGS, and it's just a matter of time before your kidney goes full blown and it's gone and you need a transplant. So the frustration is that if your parent has FSGS gene, which is why her father wasn't able to donate, he was actually the carrier. He's not able to donate his kidney to her because he has FSGS as well. So it's really, really, the key here is to be able to identify major factors, right, before allowing that disease to progress in a way where it's the end of the line, right? It's just, okay, you got to get on dialysis or you got to get a transplant. We weren't really familiar with it, right? We weren't understanding what was going on, and would wake up throwing up, or she would have like these full blown, like she would throw up, and then we would take her to the doctors and they would check her and they say she's okay, or she'd have like stomach cramps, or she'd have cloudy issues where she was in school and she couldn't think properly. She was struggling sometimes to just go about her day because she wasn't feeling good. Her urine was really dark at one point with a strong smell, and that's really when we started to say, okay, what's going on? So the progression of the disease was pretty quick. Like there wasn't like a one day we're good, one day. It was like one day we find out her protein levels are through the roof, 3,000 and more, and we were told you got to go see you got to go see a nephrologist. So it was kind of like one day, hey, your protein levels are high. Next day is we got to go. So throughout that time, I knew from the beginning that I would be her donor. I didn't even think twice about it. It was like, okay, I got to lose weight. I got to go through all my tests. I got to get her in there. So she ended up I ended up donating my kidney in 2012 again. So just kind of giving you like a little bit of a revamp if you haven't watched any of my other videos. So I gave her my kidney. She was good. She was fine. And then 2 years later, it was about 2014, we found out she had gotten a meningitis infection. We don't know how. She was going to doctor visits. She was going here and there. So definitely something was a factor, right? Maybe she caught it in the hospital. Maybe she caught it out with her friends or something. We honestly do not know. So one thing that I would recommend is that if you if you are out in a crowd, or I would recommend wearing a mask for your safety purposes if you have had a transplanted kidney and your immune system is very weak. So you are capable of catching anything at that point because of your immune system. And the medication that you take also lowers it even further to sustain your kidney health. So just be aware of that. It's really, really important because even at a young age, she was unfortunately faced with meningitis after everything that she had already gone through. After 7.5 years of dialysis, she ended up, well, throughout that time, I kept pushing her, and we were constantly pushing to get her back on the kidney list. So the denial was always that they wanted her to wait a little bit longer because she had the meningitis infection. So they kept on pushing her out further and further, but she kept getting sicker and sicker and sicker. So our concern is that we're battling her condition. And if you are on dialysis, there's a couple of factors that you won't be approved no matter what. Unfortunately, if you have another underlying condition like cancer, you're probably less likely to be accepted on the kidney list. I just want to get that out there because there are certain conditions that you're absolutely not going to get another chance to get on the kidney list. So you'll be on dialysis. But with her condition, because she had had a meningitis infection, the biggest key here was that that has to be cleared out of your system. And when you have a low immune system, that takes a little bit of time. So we understood, but this was now the fourth year, right? So we're saying, hey, how much longer are we going to have to wait because I see my daughter's health deteriorating? Oh, don't worry, let's wait one more year. She's doing good on dialysis. She was doing good, but she was still struggling. And I could see it slowly start getting worse. Now she's struggling to breathe as she's walking. She's taking 3 steps and it's becoming more difficult. She can't stand for long periods of time. When I see her skin's turning gray. She's getting worse. So as a mother, my chest is getting tight. I'm not sleeping. I'm getting stressed out. Any little thing that happens, I'm freaking out. And she's seeing it, right? So my light is dimming. So I said, all right, I'm done. We're going to go around the state and find someone that's going to accept you. This is at the 7-year mark. At this point, we've already done the routine. We've already done the Tampa and back against Tampa in the same hospital, and then the local hospital here, Largo, which is too small. Her kind of case needs a big hospital. So now we're doing Tampa again. We're going to Miami, and we're doing the Gainesville route. So this is the way we went. She applied for each of them. Tampa denied her. Miami denied her. They said, quote unquote, let's do it. Let's wait one more year. There is no more waiting. My daughter is literally struggling to breathe as she's walking. Then we went to Gainesville. And that was another concern that I really, really had, was that her condition had gotten worse. And I was thinking, are they going to give her the opportunity, even though her condition is the way she is? But everything else was good. Her heart condition was good. Her lungs were good. Her just overall, but she was retaining a lot of fluid. And if you know a little bit about dialysis, dialysis, the whole purpose is to get that fluid out of your system. It's helping all your organs just be able to function properly. Your kidneys literally are such an important part of your body. Like if you do not have your kidneys, all your other organs are going to shut down, because it's literally helping you remove all the waste from your blood stream and literally reduce the waste from your system. And if you're not getting that fluid removed from your system properly, it starts to affect your heart, affect your lungs. It literally, most people will pass away from dialysis. If they don't have proper dialysis, you're gonna probably pass away from a heart condition. So the struggle here was staying focused, right? Staying positive. I at one point almost said, is there a reason to believe in hope if my daughter doesn't survive this? Is there a reason to believe in anything other than the reality that's right in front of me, right? So what was it that made me say, snap out of it? I walked into my daughter's room one day. I saw her laying on the bed, gray and pale. And it was so overly emotional that I almost started to cry right there in front of her, because I saw how much pain she was in, right? So as a mom. So I told her, I said, okay, you were denied Miami. Gainesville is your last hope, right? At this point. It wasn't like I wasn't going to tell her, let's do this again, but Gainesville was your last hope. And I looked at her and I said, we got to fight for this. You're going to get it. We're going to get you on this list. And I kept telling her, we're going to get on this list no matter what. So when she went to do the interviews, she went with my father, I think it was, at that point, because we were kind of taking rotations. Like we would stay at the hotel. We were doing the rotations, all of us as family. She went And she fought for every single, and I'm so proud of her for doing this. She sat there and she fought and she explained to them why it's important for her to get on this list, why she deserved it, why, give her an opportunity because she's still young and she just needs this opportunity to get her life together. And within, and she almost got denied because of the meningitis infection again. But and this was the infectious disease, head head doctor, right? Because it is a panel of head doctors that you got to go in front of and kind of explain why you deserve this, right? And you go through an interview with each of them. And I can't be there. She has to do this alone at this point because she's already an adult. So she's going through and talking to each of them, explaining why she deserves it and why she thinks she's up for this and why she knows that she'll get through this. And finally, the biggest one that she had to, the only one really that she had to convince was the infectious disease doctor. And he said yes. He said yes. And she told me, and she said, they're probably going to be within 3 months, and we'll be on on our way, and blah blah blah. And I said, all right, I didn't expect it because it had been almost 8 years at this point that we're waiting. I'm watching TV. I'm sitting in the living room. I'm watching TV with my husband. She walks over, and she says, "Mom, they called me." And I looked at her. I was like, "Yeah, whatever, I had already had my bag packed, so it was a go, right? I had my bags packed, so I was just kind of, like I didn't believe her, and it wasn't that I didn't believe her. It was that I was in shock, yeah, shock. I was in shock. It wasn't comprehending. So I was overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed with happiness, gratefulness, but I also was sad for the family that had lost their child or I don't somebody's son. I don't know what happened. We don't know. We don't. Their case was closed. But so beyond grateful that with every sadness, every pain that, or each of these pains that comes, or this tragedy that came from this family, where we don't realize it. I am also a organ donor, so I know that when I pass away, not if, right, we all pass away, but when I pass away, my organ will go to someone else, and I will almost see that as my thank you to the family that did this gracious thing for my daughter and gave her another life or an opportunity at a healthier life. And yeah, I don't want to tear up, but I think about this family. I send my prayers and my thoughts all the time to this family to say thank you, because I don't know how else to do it, right? They saved my daughter, and I didn't stop crying for like a week, knowing that she had another life, even though it was kind of, we had a hard time there. Her kidney took a little bit of time to start up, but once it did, she started getting better. And obviously she had her hurdles after that, but she's doing great now, and she's doing such a fabulous thing. She's working. She's helping pay bills for her grandparents, which says so much about a 20-year-old that still wants to help her family. There's a lot that are kind of like, oh yeah, I have a grandmother, grandfather, kind of look away. She helps me whenever she can, and we've been working together to really be at zero debt within the next few years. That's our goal as a family, and we're doing it together. Getting her, we're working on getting her portfolio to the next level, where she has little businesses on the side that she's working on and building up. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. She went through so much, and she deserves every little bit of success that she has coming to her. And the reason I'm talking about this, so it's such a personal thing to me, but the reason I really talk about this is because I want you guys to know and understand that even if you're on dialysis or your child's on dialysis or whatever, there still is hope. There still is a possibility that your kidney or your whatever transplanted organ is, because it could be a heart, it could be lungs. Don't give up. Don't give up. And if the doctor that you're talking to or the hospital that you're talking to is denying you, Go to the next hospital. Go to the next hospital. Keep going until you find that one. And when you're in the interviews, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Fight for what's right. Be your advocate, be your daughter's advocate, be your son's advocate, be your family member's advocate, your mom's, your father. Fight. And don't stop fighting. Even if you feel like you're at the end of the road, don't stop fighting. You fight even harder. Because you and your family member, whoever it is, or your loved one deserves to have a healthy life. I'm very, and I wanted to kind of say this towards the end of the video because it's that time of year, right? But what I'm thankful for, my daughter's being healthy. Finally, finally, I'm beyond thankful. All right, guys, thank you again for taking the time out to check out my video. And please, please, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel as I inch closer to 10,000 subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And please don't forget to focus through and evolve. Ciao.